is Martin Luther King's breakfast as far as attendance that we've had. You made it possible. I would like to thank you. Not only that, I would thank you for the many telephone calls and the letters, the respect that you have for Martin Luther King and those of us that followed him all over the country. Last week, this time, I was in Denton, Texas, with Dr. and Mrs. Mark Wilson. I'm happy to report to you that it was quite an experience, and the doctor and Shelley and the baby are doing fine, and they send you greetings. Mark, I talked to Mark yesterday, and he wanted me to hear his baby crying. Well, I'd heard a many baby cry, and that was quite an experience. This portion of our program is brought to you by Gates Barber Shop, located at 2609 North Martin Luther King. You may go there now and get your hair cut. It doesn't take a lot of time. You will enjoy the environment. He has a big sign, "We make people beautiful." Hometown is 2501 Northeast 23rd Street, and you can do your weekend shopping so you can really have a ball at the all at that big basketball game that will be coming out tomorrow. When we think of insurance, and that's something that we have to have, we've got to think of Maryland. Maryland is located at 730 North Britton Road, and she is an all-state independent agent. Telephone number is 843-0811. You need a plumber? Call my plumber, 771-4875. Comer Herc Plumbing Company. I need you to do me a favor. We are celebrating Black History Month at Fifth Street Baptist Church, and we were very grateful that all of you came for breakfast last Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. Over 100 of you came to Fifth Street breakfast, uh, Black History breakfast, and I was so grateful. Many of you know that we always pay for that breakfast in memory of my mother who died some years ago, because she always liked to invite people for breakfast and lunch and dinner. Merlin, Calvin, Shelley, and I decided we would pay for a breakfast in her honor. And we would like to thank all of you. We would also like to acknowledge the fact that Barbara Posey Jones, now Dr. Jones, came from Alabama, Houston. She had just gotten back from over in the Far East and Europe, who came and delivered her an address that we shall never forget. Thank you, Dr. Jones. But now I need you to do me a favor. Tomorrow at Fifth Street is Dress Up Day. Portwood Williams is in charge of that day, and he wants us to dress, showing the progress that we have made. You have made great progress as a people, coming from the cotton fields, as Mr. Palmer so eloquently places it, until you're not sitting in offices and you're working on good jobs. And he wants you to look the part. His family tomorrow will render some special music. And you know, Portwood Williams' family is one of the most talented families in Oklahoma. Now, they can sing. They're not like another family that I know that can't sing, that produce the can't singers. Now, they can sing. And I would like for you to be there. But Thursday night, we are going to the songs of our people. Langston University's choir is coming to sing at Fifth Street Baptist Church at exactly 7 o'clock. And I want you to do this. Call three more people and tell them that Langston University's choir will be presenting a concert. Okay, did you understand what I asked you to do? I ask you to call three more people. The address is Fifth Street Baptist Church, 801 Northeast to Fifth Street in Oklahoma City. The songs of our people. Oh, that's going to be something. Directed by that great Oklahoman, Miss Franklin. Don't miss it. Now, I want you to understand that I want you at Fifth Street to listen to the songs of our people. And that's one of the mysteries of history. Explain to me how people with no education, no musical background could write the songs that our people wrote. You will understand it by attending on Thursday evening at exactly 7 o'clock. My radio shows are never controversial. They are only real. And life is real. One writer say life is real, life is earnest, and things are not what they seem. And I have something for you today. I have two young men, young, ambitious, thinking that one of them will be eliminated, just like my team was eliminated. And I better apologize for all of you because I told you that the Raiders are going to win, and I don't know what happened. Those Raiders lost. And I would like to congratulate St. John's Baptist Church because they beat Fifth Street Baptist Church so bad it was unbelievable. Go Fifth Street, go. You sure went when St. John got through with us. Congratulations to St. John. I'm so proud of those of you at St. John that have studied black history to such an extent that you won first place. Congratulations to Mount Olive Baptist Church, who beat Fifth Street Baptist Church, and they beat us. They won second place, and Fifth Street came in third place. I would like to thank the members of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity for their support, and I know this is good news because they have presented money to all of the participants, and I'm really happy. Congratulations, Dr. Jemison, who will be with me next Sunday, next Saturday. Dr. Jemison, the president of the Progressive Baptist Association, told me that he will be here on this radio show next Saturday. Now, today I have with me two young men, well-dressed young men. They both have on black shoes. They have on, oh, I can't describe their ties, and I would not dare try. I can tell you I have two handsome young men. Now, if they were going to a fashion show, I know both of them would be winners. But life is not a fashion show. Life is nothing but a contest. Life is a contest where people compete. Now, I would like to say to these two young men that it's when you lose next Tuesday, don't be discouraged because when John F. Kennedy first ran, he was defeated. He gave up. When Abraham Lincoln ran, he was defeated, and you know better than Abraham Lincoln because he was defeated in 1856, but in 1860 he won the presidency of the United States. Oh, this is going to be a good one. It's going to be as hot pepper. All of you from Hoffman, Oklahoma, you Millwood people, get ready because today in Living Colors I have two young men. And what is your name, sir?
My name is John A. Pettis Jr.
And what is your name?
My name is Christopher John Harrison.
Your name is what?
Christopher John Harrison. Better call me just Chris.
Just Chris. I can't call you just Chris because when people go to the poll, won't be no Chris on there.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
correct.
ladies and gentlemen, you gotta wait. You gotta call your friend and tell him I have. Clara Luper, hello.
Oh, this morning. This is wisdom.
I need some wisdom this morning.
Are you ready?
These two young men need some wisdom too. Okay, tell us about it.
All right. Honesty means not having to. You got it? Honesty means not having to look over your shoulder.
Oh, I see. Honesty means what?
Not having to look over your shoulder.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm telling you, you don't know how I thank you for all your words of wisdom. Honesty means not having to look over your shoulders. Did you young men understand that? Thank you so much, Mr. McDaniel.
Thank you, too.
Look, you're such a high spot on the Clara Luper radio show. Now I have with me these two young men. And I would like to thank both of you for being my very distinguished guest today on the Clara Luper radio show, KTLV Radio. Thank you for being my guest. Okay, I need to know, and the public need to know about you. Who are your parents, Mr. Harrison?
Okay, my mother is the former Miss Marilyn Bratton, now Marilyn Harrison. My father is Wendell T. Harrison, and then my grandparents.
No, I didn't ask you about your grandparents. I just want to know about your parents.
All
Who are
right.
your parents?
My parents are Mayor John A. Pettis Sr., and my mother is Queen Colbert.
Okay, your mayor. He's not the mayor now, is he?
No, ma'am.
The former mayor.
The former mayor.
Now tell me about your grandparents.
Okay. My grandfather was the former pastor of the Fifth Street Missionary Baptist Church
That was my pastor.
and the founding pastor of the Emmanuel Baptist Church, Reverend John B. Bratton Jr. And my grandmother, of course, is Hazel I. Owens Bratton.
And who are your grandparents?
My grandparents are deceased right now. They was from Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, Oklahoma. That's an old black town for out on the other side of Hoffman, Oklahoma. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and I'm talking to young men who want to tell you about their grandparents and their parents. Okay, where did you go to elementary school? Harrison?
Elementary school, attended at Millwood Elementary School.
Where did you go to elementary school?
Millwood Elementary School as well.
Oh, so both of you went to elementary school in Millwood. Who was your principal?
Vivian Miller.
Who was your principal?
Vivian Miller.
Well, evidently you all were trained by the same way. Then when you went to elementary school, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm fixing to ask them, where did you go to high school?
Millwood High School graduate 1993.
Millwood High School graduated 2001.
Oh, I see. You really graduated.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you graduate with honors?
Yes, I did. Top 15% of my class. National English Science Merit Scholar.
And you?
Yes, ma'am.
Where were you in your class?
Top 25% of my class.
Oh, good. Well, I was in the top 5 of my class, but there were only 5 in my class. So I really have something to brag about. Okay, you went to Millwood School in the elementary, middle school, and high school, and graduated. What happened after you graduated, Chris?
Following graduation, I received a scholarship to a historically black university, the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and completed partial of my education there in political science as well as an English major. And then I continued my education at the University of Central Oklahoma, where I received my BS degree in funeral service studies, better known as mortuary science.
And where did you go to school?
I went to, my first year, I went to Oklahoma State University because after graduating from high school, I was asked by the state director of Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education to come and build some of their national known programs. So after that, I received an offer from Sam Combs III, the president and CEO of Oklahoma Natural Gas, to come and build one of his family organizations that meant so much to his family.
And that's what you're doing now.
Yes, as the program coordinator for the Retired Educators for Agriculture Youth Programs.
And what are you doing now, Chris?
I'm currently a licensed funeral director as well as embalmer with Raw Funeral Home.
How do you get to be a licensed funeral director?
Once you receive your degree and the necessary studies, you're able to take the state test, which I took and passed with no problem, and then received my licensing through the state.
Oh, I see. No problem. You just
Not a problem at all.
Okay. Now, how did you happen to get your job, sir?
Because of my experience of building programs across this country. I am one of the highest recruited young African Americans to come work for different companies and corporations. I am a consultant for the U.S. Department of Labor for Youth Services out of Dallas.
All right. Here I have 2 qualified young men, and I'm proud of you because you know, we have come a long ways to have 2 young men that have gone to the top. And you graduated from high school, you went to college. How did you stay away from crime?
How did I stay away from crime? Through prayer. Honestly, my grandmother, and as well as my mother and father, instilled in me to be organized and take an opportunity to associate myself with different organizations and that would enable me to keep my mind fresh and active.
Was that prayer or was that training?
That's prayer. Because
That was prayer.
That was prayer.
I know a lot of young people that prayed and they and they are now working for the federal government in the various
do
penitentiaries
understand.
all over the country. Oh, how did you stay out of trouble?
I agree with Chris by prayer and training and being involved with organizations such as the NAACP.
Exactly.
All right, now, you know, I know both of you came from backgrounds where if you had gotten out the way,
Exactly.
if you had gotten off the wrong, got on the wrong track, Merlin would have torn your bottoms up. The same thing is true with you, young man, Mr. John Petty Jr. And so you all came from parents that were strict, right?
Yes,
That's correct.
ma'am.
I came from a loving family. I wouldn't necessarily call them strict. They
They wasn't
just,
strict. You could go and come when you wanted to.
out of respect to my family, I knew where I could go and where I could come.
Yeah, I did too. I did too because Carolyn, Marsha, and
Exactly.
Merlin were frequent visitors in my home. And when I think
Yes.
of them, I start laughing. When they were real small kids, they loved to come over to my house. And there were many times that I had different meals. And
Mm.
I was serving pig feet sandwiches. And Reverend Brandon came over there after and they didn't want to come home. And Reverend Brandon asking me, say, okay, I can't understand why they just want to stay over here. I said, sure, because I have delicious pig feet sandwiches. This is Clara Luper on KTLV, and I'm interviewing these two young men. Now, both of you went to Millwood School, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
Both of you graduated from Millwood School.
That's
Now,
Yes.
tell
correct.
me what you're running for.
I'm currently running for the 3rd District seat of the Millwood School Board of Education.
What are you running for?
I'm running for the third district of the Millwood Board of Education.
Okay, the 3rd district. How many districts do y'all have?
Currently, there are 5 districts in the Millwood area.
That's correct.
He's correct.
That's correct.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask you the $1,000,000 question. Why in the world do you young men want to run for the Board of Education at Millwood? Chris, why?
Honestly, the first reason is there's an availability. Miss Kay Hamilton has vowed not to run for her seat again. She's been blessed enough to be moved into a separate position with her job in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the second reason is I have a daughter who's a Millwood student. She's an honor student there in the middle school. And in order for me to continue to be involved in her education, I thought I would go directly to the top. Let me be a member of the school board who will dictate what type of education she will receive. So the same principles I teach in my home, I pray that I'll be able to teach and enlist there on the school board and therefore going throughout the school as well as the community.
Okay, now why did you decide to run?
I decided to run to make a difference in the Millwood community. You see, when I was a senior in high school, I had the opportunity to be the chairman of the Millwood Capital Improvement Committee. And the Millwood Capital Improvement Committee decides and make improvements to the physical outlook on the school district. And I saw an opportunity to make a difference on the school board because the school board makes policies and procedures of the school district.
Now let me ask you, young man, do you actually believe that you can make a difference on that school board, Chris?
Honestly, I do. You know, due to the simple fact that let's understand one thing. We're not saying that there's a problem. Okay?
Oh, there's no problem?
There's not a problem. Let's always understand that there's always room for improvement.
Okay.
And throughout what I've learned thus far as being educated, I do understand that the improvements that need to be made are self-esteem improvements, parental involvement improvements. And I do understand what Brother Pettis is saying in recognition of the capital improvements programs. Yes, we love to see the aesthetics of Millwood. We want to see the buildings grow and looking excellent. But inside those walls, if we're not educating those children, it's just a glorified daycare.
What do you have to say, John?
I definitely agree with Mr. Harrison on that for us the aspects of education because why are we sending students to go to school? It's not because of the building, it's to get an education.
Exactly.
And you actually believe that you can make a difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, number one, in what area would you start out? Yes.
You mind if I answer? Okay. So it's a little bit. The first thing that I would like to instill is parental support. Let's get our parents back. Let's get our community back. Going door to door and talking to individuals in the Millwood district, I found out a number of them have had kids or grandkids go through the system and have completed, and now they feel disenfranchised. They don't feel as though they're a part of the school district. Let's get those individuals back into the school. I can remember when attending Millwood that I could look out of my classroom or sometime coming into my classroom, people such as DeSoto Bell and Flossie Thurston. As they walked into the school, it wasn't whose parent is that, it's that's Miss Thurston or Mr. Bell, a part of the school board, and also other parents like that. So let's get those individuals back in the school.
So you're going to become the great emancipator for the parents.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to give them an opportunity to show their hand, and I'm going to challenge them. Just as I'm a parent of the Millwood School District, whenever I'm there at a function, and we love to cheer touchdowns. We love to cheer about scoring baskets. It was an honor this week for me to see those like Donovan Woods and Corey Muse sign those letters of intent to go out and further their education because of their athletic ability. But let's get out there and cheer as hard as we can, like Tuesday, February 11th, our election day. But also let me see those parents out there at the Junior National Honor Society program. Let me see them cheering those kids on. because those are the ones that need the support. Those out there on the field, they have great ability, but let's
Okay,
applaud
I'm a
those other
just
ones.
say for a minute that I'm a parent in the Millwood school system. You knock on my door. I say, "Come in. What do you want, Chris?" What will you tell me?
Honestly, I'll just tell you, I'm Chris Harrison. I'm a representative of the Millwood School District for the simple fact that I do live here. I'm a taxpayer here. I own a home here in the district. I'm a parent here in the district, but now I'm trying to become a part of the Board of Education. And if at all possible, do you plan to vote in the next election?
No.
Now, you don't plan to vote in the next election. Are you registered here in this district?
Yes,
You are. And why would you not vote in the next
because I
election?
don't want to.
You don't want to. Okay, well, here's some information about me. If you plan not to vote, that's fine. But if you get an opportunity to talk to someone next door to you, across the street from you, who does plan to vote in the next election, tell them a little bit about Chris Harrison. If they don't want you to tell them, have them to give me a call.
Okay, now what do you have to say, Mr. Pettit?
It's hard to follow that. I would say the same thing as Chris stated before, because Chris and I, we share a passion together to improve
Exactly.
the Millwood School District, and
Exactly.
I like to thank Chris and thank his campaign staff and thank my campaign staff, because when you talk about elections,
Hmm.
sometimes it's dirty politics, and Chris and I have kept this
Okay, I didn't
thing
ask you
clean.
anything about what you and Chris have done. I asked you what would you say when you knock on doors and talk to the parents. What would you say? That's what I want to know.
I would say that I'm John A. Pettis Jr. I have been actively involved in the Millwood community, and I need your help to make this school a better place.
Oh, great. So you're going to seek the help of some of the patrons in the Millwood School
Hmm.
District.
Of course.
Oh, of course. Okay. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and this portion of the church this is brought to you by Fifth Street's Black History Committee, asking you to join us for the Songs of Our People on Thursday evening at exactly 7 o'clock. We want to see you there, listening to the songs of our people. All right, now, if you are elected on next Tuesday, how many years will you be elected for? I'm not familiar with the rules of Millwood School.
Each term is a 5 year period of
You mean we'd
service.
be stuck with one of you for 5 years?
Yes, ma'am.
That'd
And
be 2008 before you would come up. That is really something. We sure got to select a good candidate
that's correct.
if you are to run for 5 years.
Well, we'll be serving. One
I
of
mean,
us will be
Serving.
serve.
serving for 5 years.
You'd be serving for 5 years, and you're young people. How old are you anyway? You didn't tell me that. My public wants to know.
I'm 20.
I'm 28.
You're 28, so one of you are older than us. Why do you think a 20-year-old person could represent us on the school board?
I have the background and help. I have the background of building the Millwood community to be a better place. A couple of years ago, several of the members of the stakeholders came together and saw a huge need to have the community involved at Millwood, and through that we worked diligently and hard together to put a grant together. It was called Linkages 21.
Mm.
Through hard work, we got that grant from the federal level. And now we can say that, hey, we have before school programs, we have after school programs, we have summer school programs, we have weekend programs for our students and our parents
But they
and
have
our
all of that
citizens.
without your being on the board.
Yes, they will, but I will be able to improve the school district better by serving on the Millwood Public School Board of Education.
Chris, don't you think you're too old to be on the board? 28 years of age.
That's not old enough, honestly. To be honest with you, Sister Luper, let's understand one thing, and I applaud Brother Pettis on that, because the Linkages 21 program is an awesome program. Mr. Carlos Williamson, Miss Mitchell, and Mr. Williams over there at the elementary, middle school, and high school. I had the opportunity to, my daughter's in that program to begin with, but I've had the opportunity to speak with them and work with them in the program. Miss Rhonda Montgomery has done an awesome job as well, but not old enough in terms of, I've been educated, I am a parent. And I think that's the main thing that I stand on. The same principles I teach my daughter each and every day about education are the same principles I love to see her friends and her classmates also deal with that as well. So through the board is where I found my niche to be able to come in and make a change, make a difference.
The questions are coming in, and feel free to call. We appreciate it. I just have a question here. from a patron in the Millwood School
Yes.
District. Many of the students at Millwood don't live in your district.
Hmm.
How are you going to reach their parents? That's the first question.
Well, we have two ways that you're available to come into the Millwood School District, not living in the district. One way is, and this is a form of the way that we've always understood there in the Millwood District, is we have a loved one or someone that lives in the district, and such as my grandmother. We had those that were able to go to school using her address through her acknowledgement or her acceptance for them to use that address. The
Oh,
second way
is that honesty?
is that honesty? Yes, because those parents are wanting a quality education. And that was what we understood years ago through Millwood. Now we have those students that are being transferred in from the Oklahoma City Public Schools. And my major concern is when we transfer those students in, and I was voiced this by the Teachers Union and the Teachers Association there at Millwood, that when you bring these children in, let's make sure these are not the children that are problem children. Let's make sure those are not the children that are having educational deficiencies, because that's giving us a rough time or a hard process of trying to educate them. And my return to them was simply, each one teach one. We have to. If they allow them to come into the school system, it's our obligation to teach those children.
That's right.
So those kids that are outside of the district, what we're saying is those in the district are the ones we want to vote, so that they can give them an increased opportunity, be it whether they live there or not, to get the quality education they deserve.
Okay, what do you say on that question? A parent want to know, many students who don't live in the district, how are you going to reach their parents?
Reach their parents by number one, somehow the students have to come to the school. Either they drive to the school or their parents drive to the school. And I think when we're looking at transfer students, sometimes that the school needs to greet those parents and talk with those parents as they drop their students off. Because I do agree with Chris, because sometimes, as talking to the teacher union as well, that some of the problems that the school is having with discipline, sometimes it comes from those transfer students.
All right, and the next question. Should the students at Millwood School only live in the Millwood district?
Should the students only live there?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we understand that the Millwood School District is sectioned off according to addresses and according to location. And yes, those students that live in that district are available to go to Millwood. But now, through the administration, through the superintendent, as well as the Board of Education, we have allowed an opportunity for other students to come into the district. Now, does that say that we don't educate them? No. Of course we educate them. But we need to become more cautious of those we allow into the school, not trying to segregate anyone, but be cautious of those we allow into the school, because they ultimately become a reflection of the school.
Would you answer that, Mr. John Pettit Jr.?
Can you re-ask the question, please?
Sure, I can re-ask the question. And this isn't my question. This just came in. Should the students only live in the district?
I believe that every student in the Millwood School District should receive a quality education. Sometimes that through other school systems, other students may not be able to receive a quality education, and Millwood should be that option for some students, but on the grounds that they're going to be good students, because like I stated before, sometimes Millwood gets transfer students in who are discipline problems. So I definitely agree that students who live in the Millwood School District should receive a quality education, but also that quality education should be open to other students who live outside the district, only based upon the discipline and parental involvement.
Ms. Luper,
Yes.
one quick second.
Yes,
Let me
okay, one
truly
quick
let me
second.
let me truly answer the question. Yes, I would love to see all of the kids that are part of Millwood just be in the Millwood School District. But since there are opportunities for those other ones to come in, we have to take care of those. It's mandatory that we take care of those children when they do come in.
All right, and I had the opportunity to interview a young man from Africa, and he told me that how they wanted blacks to come into Nigeria. But what they wanted was not the slow learners. They wanted the engineers, the doctors. Are you saying that what you want at Millwood School is not the slow learners, not the young people with discipline problems?
Well, of course, Sister, but we're saying that all of the students, we would love to have just extreme scholars at Millwood, and that's it. But we're made in all different ways, shapes, sizes,
That's
and
right.
forms. So we know that one kid is not going to be as fast as the next kid. But what we do have to understand is that the quality of education they're receiving needs to be top notch. So those ones that do truly come in,
to the district, whether they live there or coming in from transfers. Let's understand that we need to educate all of them.
So you're saying to me that you can take undisciplined children and discipline at Millwood?
Yes, yes. If there are teachers who are willing to teach, administrators who are willing to teach as well, because I know, Miss Luper, you have taught our whole.
Okay, skip Miss Luper, come on now. Anyway.
Well, I do understand. Just Luper, excuse me.
Let him finish.
Okay, but I definitely all students should be able to attend out of school district. But I believe that with the help of everyone in the community, we can make sure that those disciplined students become very involved in the school district.
The telephone calls are coming in. This is Clara. Good morning. I'm listening to your program. And what I want to say, the two young men that are talking and running for this position, if the children are coming in from a different district and listening to the program this morning, if they do come, they might feel that they're not wanted or appreciated by what's been said this morning. Oh, well, okay, there you have it. Say something.
Oh, okay, so let's look. Honest.
Part of our school system. Yes. No child should be left behind in the Millwood Public School District.
A question, what about the financial problems that Millwood will be facing? And do you have a plan for that part of the future? Okay, I'll get right back with you while you're thinking about that answer. Let me listen to this. Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
Miss Luper.
Yes.
I'm listening to the show, and I feel that the statements that they're making is similar to other statements that maybe the white schools are making, that they don't want any black kids in there if they have any problems. And I feel that...
Okay, excuse me, you're too close. Turn your radio off, down for me. And you feel what? Your cell phone? Hello? Okay, well, I guess I lost you. Well, you can call back. What about the financial problems that Millwood will be facing, and do you have a plan for that part of the future?
I think that the school district has prepared for those financial problems. Millwood Public School District is not suffering like Oklahoma City Public Schools and those other school districts. And the part that comes in for the Millwood School District is how can we get revenue into the school district? It's by building an economic plan for the school district to get more businesses, more corporations involved in the school district.
You have Remington Park. What else do you want?
Well, Remington Park is not bringing in the money that they used to when they first.
They aren't?
No, ma'am.
What percentage of your money is coming in from Remington Park?
Very few dollars are coming in from Remington Park.
Okay, so you don't know the percentage, do you? Neither one of you.
Honestly, Sister Luper, it's the allocated amount that
Yeah,
they
but you
use
don't
from.
know,
I
do
do
you?
not know the exact dollar.
I do not know
But I'm
the
gonna be
exact dollar amount that comes
I'm going to
through.
be honest. I can understand what Brother Pettis is saying. At the past board meeting, it was established that Millwood, of course, is not in the economic downfall at all, and that's a blessing. But they have made provisions to take monies and allocate them in certain places so that if there's a problem to arise, there will be the financial backfall that they can set back on and rely on.
Okay, well, in Oklahoma City school system, we put central air conditioning in all of our schools so we could close them. This is Clara Luper. We're really smart. Okay, hello?
Good morning, Ms. Luper. I'm calling again. I'm listening to the two young men who are bidding for a position on the Millwood School Board. Like I said earlier, if they don't come across as being serious themselves, I know they're on your program this morning. I know it's probably funny, but they're rather giggly. And if they are coming across the air like that, they're not going to look serious or even sound serious to the other students coming in from the other districts. So I think they need to come across, even on your program this morning, as being serious-minded.
Okay, well, thank you. It's nothing any better than criticism. Now, you young men, you got to become serious. You've got to become serious. I don't want you to become serious as a members of the Board of Education in Oklahoma City School District who voted to put air conditioning in all our schools and who had signs out all over town. We need bus drivers. We need bus drivers, and then cut cut out a lot of
Well,
the
not
tracks.
not Sister Luper.
Okay.
We don't want you to laugh now. We want you to be serious.
Well, let me
Now,
tell you something. My doctor told me to always be
yes,
happy.
and that's what that was my understanding. And I do apologize if we're coming across like that. But I'm enjoying this. I'm extremely excited about having the opportunity to run for the Millwood School Board. The political process has been something that I've been interested in since seventh grade, and I'm extremely excited because I have a child in the system. And I fought very hard for my child to be able to get in that system. It was hard for me to.
Do you live in the district?
Yes, I do. It was extremely hard for me to get back into the district. It was easier for the realtor to try to sell me a home in Edmond and far northwest Oklahoma City, and I kept saying no, no, no. I want to be in northeast Oklahoma City.
Okay, we have someone on the line, and I've got to take care of my friends, and you're going to take care of me on Thursday night when we come out to hear Langston. Yes. Hello?
This is Marilyn Hildred. How are you?
Yes.
I am calling because I want to make sure that your radio listening audience will be in attendance on Monday night at the reception by the NACP Youth Council and the AXO program. The AXO program is the Academic Olympics of the Mind, which is the NACP program. And we have mailed out invitations to all the schools and to the churches. And we want the members of your radio listening audience to make sure that they are in attendance Monday evening, this coming Monday, February the 10th, on Calvin's birthday, at Freedom Center at 6:30. For those of you that want more information about the AXO program involves young people from the 9th through the 12th grades, where they compete in 29 categories and also in entrepreneurship with young people all across the country. And you heard me talk about this program for years. I'm really excited about it because last year when we went to the NACP National Convention, we won second place in the United States in the classical vocal competition, and a young lady received monetary scholarships, a laptop computer, and our young people from Oklahoma City, we had 6 of them that were able to sing on the national TV during the AXO program. And I am in search for young people in this community that want to do. I'm not interested in their socioeconomic backgrounds. I'm not interested in who their parents are. I'm interested in young people that want to try and want to go. Because if they want to try and want to go, we want them to.
Okay.
The AXO competition will be on April 4th and 5th. And if we want the churches, because somehow in our educational system, we see the same kids over and over again. But I know we have young people in this community with talent. And if you have kids, grandkids, neighbors, or friends with talent, we want those young people to participate in the AXO program.
Well, thank you, and that's Monday night.
Monday night at
6:30.
6:30.
Okay, that's at Freedom Center.
At Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King.
Oh, yes, I better make another announcement. Next Sunday, I will be speaking at New Zion Baptist Church. Dr. Tuckers is the pastor. Marilyn will be speaking at the Christian Faith Baptist Church at 3:30. Reverend Baker is the pastor. Well, you have your choice. Well, you want to hear Clara, Luper, or Marilyn. You have a choice.
Oh.
You really have a choice. Okay, Marilyn, thank you so very kindly, and most of all, thank you for being my daughter.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Now, let me tell you what I want you to do. Here's a number, 672-1220. You've heard these young men. You've heard their backgrounds. I better ask them something. Do y'all belong to church?
Yes, I belong to Faith, Hope, and Love Missionary Baptist Church, where my pastor is Dr. Willard Dallas.
And I'm a 22-year member of Emmanuel Baptist Church, where my pastor is Reverend Chester A. West.
What do you do in the church?
I'm a vacation Bible school teacher.
And I am a church musician slash evangelist, serve on the evangelism team.
What team?
The evangelism team.
Okay, I see. Okay, now, you the radio audience, the most intelligent radio audience in Oklahoma City. You've heard these 2 young men, and today we have tried to bring the personal side of this. We've had so many tragedies recently, until some way we've got to stop and relax. Today, the clouds of war hang over our heads, and I've been receiving calls this morning from the backup at Tinker Field, and how long it's taken people to get into Tinker Field. We've heard the bad signs are up. Be on alert. And I hope to God that Mr. Bush will not take us into war. I believe that we need to give peace another chance and another chance. Well, that's my belief. But in the meantime, you've heard Petty and you've heard Harrison. I want you to call me at 6721220. Let's take a 5-minute poll and see who will be leading in this race. Here they are, two young men from Millwood High School running, and they are running fast for the Board of Education. Let's see. Now, when you call, I don't want a lot of talk. I just want you to say Petty or Harrison. And those of you in the Millwood School District, I want you to get out and vote.
Yes.
And certainly
Yes.
you should thank God that we have two young men in that district
That's right.
that want to do something. Now that's something. You ought to crawl to the polls to vote for these two young men. Call me and just tell me. I don't want your name. All I want you to say is Pettit or Harrison. Yes. Clara Luper. Yes. You don't have to be ashamed. Okay, we're ready. Clara Luper. Yes?
Voting for Pettis.
Pettis, one. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, call 6721220. Let me know how you feel. Because this is a poll. This is a Clara Luper poll. Well, the Zetas are meeting today, and all you Zetas get out and be there. Hello. Hello?
Pettis.
Pettit. Okay, Pettit, two. Let's go. Let's go. Pettit and Harrison. Pettit is running and Harrison is running. You can't ever tell because my team, the Raiders, was running too. They were really running until something else happened. Okay. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and don't forget, Thursday night, I'm counting on you, and tomorrow night is Portwood Williams Day at Fifth Street Baptist Church. Clara Luper, hello. Yes.
Both gentlemen were really great speakers. I didn't find them offensive to Millwood's community at all. They were just making a point that it's very important if we are bringing other children in from different districts that everyone is going to be obliged by the same rules. So I congratulate both of them and bless both of them.
Well, who are you voting for?
God bless both of them.
Okay, then. Yes.
Thank you.
God bless both of them.
Thank
I'm
you.
telling
Well,
you.
thank you.
You
Thank
understand that?
you.
Hello, Clara. Yes,
Paul's voting for Pettis. He left the phone.
Pettit. Pettit. Okay, that's three Pettit. Let's go. Pettit fans are listening. They are running, but you can't ever tell. Sometimes you're behind in a race, and all at once you do what the Raiders did for me.
That's right.
And ladies and gentlemen, you know, remember the Lakers? They were behind, and then all at once they start reaching. Hello, hello.
This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter,
Yes.
and I am a 7th grader at Millwood Middle School. I would just like to say that the NAACP Youth Council meetings are every Monday night at 7 o'clock, and keep this Bible verse. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not to your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5.
Well, thank you. Are you too?
Yes, I am.
Well, thank you. You've heard both of them, and I know what you were going to say. You are for both of them because I can tell you one thing for sure. One of these young men will lose on Tuesday, one will win. I'm sure of that. Hello?
Voting for Harrison.
Harrison, this race is getting hot. This race is hotter than red pepper. They're running. Run on, run on, run on. I got to drive out to Millwood School Tuesday just to see how many people. You better vote early. When will the polls open?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock to what time?
7 o'clock p.m.
And actually, the early voting started on yesterday.
And they have started voting?
At
Okay,
the
wait.
county
Hello.
election board.
The vote is the one that went to Pine Bluff is a Harrison.
Yes.
That's who you voting for?
Yes.
Okay. It's close. It's getting close now. 2, 3. Harrison and Pettit. Hello?
Harrison.
They are all tied up now. They are tied up now. 3-3 on the Clara Luper radio show. That means it's going to be a hot race. This race is going to be hotter than the pepper that grew down in Hoffman, Oklahoma. Oh, this is going to be a hot one, and you better get up early and go out and vote. These young men are going to try. They are going to try. Do you know who the superintendent of schools out there?
Dr. Gloria Griffin.
Okay. Hello? Hello?
Pettis.
Pettis. Oh, Pettis has taken the lead. Let's see what's going to happen next. 6721220. Here we go. Hello. Who are you voting for? Hello? Yes? You don't have to talk out. Hello? Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Pettis.
Pettis. Oh, Pettis has taken the lead. We don't know, but we remember when that team was behind the Lakers and we saw what happened to them. Hello.
Voting for Harrison.
Harrison. Oh my gracious, let's go. It's going to be a hot race. Let's see what it's going to be. Let's see. Hello? Hello? Okay, now, if you don't talk out, I can't hear you.
Harrison.
Harrison. Oh, they are tied up again, ladies and gentlemen. This will be one of the hottest races that have ever occurred at Millwood School. Well, this is February. This is Black Heritage Month. Hello?
For the Pettis.
Pettis. Oh, Pettis has taken the lead now. Let's see what's going to happen next. Let's see what's going to happen next. Let's see what's going to happen next. We don't know, but we know the telephone number is 672-1220, and this is a hot race. It should be. I'm proud of you, young men, because if it's anything that I love to do is people that are doing something. You are the kind of young men that we are praying for. Hello? Hello?
Pettis.
Pettis. Pettis taking the lead. We don't know, but we remember one time the Raiders was ahead. Hello?
Voting for Harrison.
Harrison. Harrison is catching up. This is a hot one, and this is going to be a hot race, and I want all of you in the Millwood District to get out and vote. Vote. Hello?
Voting for Pettis.
Pettis. Okay. We're going. Pettis got the lead. Harrison is catching up. Harrison is leaping, but Harrison is catching up. Pettis is running. Pettis is running. They are running. And those of you that would like to contact these young people, tell them how they can call you between now and Election Day.
I can be reached personally at 706
706
33
Okay.
45, and that's Chris Harrison.
45. And how can you be reached there?
I can be reached, John A. Pettis Jr., at area code 405-824-9036.
9036. Okay. You better hurry if you want to get in. Okay. We're going to only take one more minute and it will be all over. This great poll. We have taken a poll on the Clara Luper radio show. Hello.
Voting for Harrison.
Here they go again. Here they go again. Harrison is catching up. Just one vote separates them. Oh, they are running. Run, 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 run. And y'all going to have to run. You're going to have to get out and knock on the... Hello, hello.
Oh, I'm voting for Harris.
They are all tied up now. Harrison and Pettis are all tied up in this race. Only you, the people out there in Radio Land, can do it. Remember, one vote elected Thomas Jefferson as president. Hello. Pettis. All right. Pettis has taken the lead. One more, and it will all be over. Jubilee Day will be February the 16th at the Christian Faith Baptist Church at 3:30 p.m. Reverend Baker is the pastor, and I will be at New Zion Baptist Church on the 16th. Now, tomorrow is Portwood Williams Day at Fifth Street Baptist Church. Don't forget the AXO reception. Hello? Hello?
I'm voting for Harrison.
Harris, oh my, what has happened now? What has happened now? Harrison has caught up. They are all tied up, and we are out of time. I appreciate all of you calling, and young people, you are Calvin. This was a hot one. It's going to be a hot race at Millwood School. It's too late to vote now because we just don't have the time. You're all tied up. And don't worry about being tied up because I remember one vote elected Norrick as mayor of Oklahoma City. One vote elected Thomas Jefferson as president, and your one vote's going to count. Calvin, what do you think about these two young men?
Mom, I have a lot of thoughts about these two young men, but first of all, I want to say good morning to you. It's such a blessing, such a thrill to be a part of the Clara Luper radio show. You got two young men here that are not only talking that talk, but walking that walk. You know, it takes a lot of nerve to put your name on a ballot, and you really exposing your whole self for your community. Glad you believe enough in yourself to come out and want to help us at Millwood. Millwood School, that's the school of the year. No telling what the Falcons do. They get this young blood on the staff. But Mom, it's such a thrill. Yeah, that's the nicknames.
Oh, really?
Mighty Falcons. Some places they
well,
call
I
them.
didn't know.
But you know, I remember last week this time you were down in Texas celebrating with Shelley and Dr. Mark Wilson, and I know that was great too. And then to know that these good things will be happening, that we have a new niece. I have a new niece. She got a new granddaughter.
Right.
An election coming up, Black History Week. But something else important will be happening next week, Mom, because the NACP AXO program will be at the Freedom Center on Monday, the Fifth Street Baptist Church Sunday, and you speaking in New Zion, but something else is still
I'm not
going to be
speaking in
happening
New Zion.
next week. That's
See,
next week, isn't it?
yeah, I know
Okay.
what's going to happen,
Oh, it's
Calvin.
good things are happening. I mean,
Okay.
Valerie Drinkwater Johnson and Doris Bonner, Von Triplett, Robert E. Lee will be doing some special celebrate. I know Brother Lee and Sister Triplett have already celebrated their birthdays last week. It was. So, Brother McDaniels,
Reverend
McDaniels will
my
be
friend, that's
celebrating his
Bernice's
birthday.
husband.
But Mom, there's something else is going to be happening. It's going to be so good that I just don't. I'm just busting out, ready to tell it all. Because February the 10th is a very important day in Black history because that was the day I was born. First best day of my life. So I got to send this out right quick, not only to Valerie, to Reverend McDaniels, to Doris Bonner, Von Triplett, Robert E. Lee, but to myself, Calvin. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Valerie. Happy birthday, Doris. Happy birthday, Von. Happy birthday, Robert E. Lee. Happy birthday, Calvin. And may you have many, many more. Many more.
Calvin, why do you raise your shoulders when you sing?
Mom, I'm trying to do my best to get that note out. You don't know. Sometimes it get a little hard. I have to raise my shoulder, take deep breath, but I'm working on it. I'm getting better, and I got a new year coming up. I'm going to practice more. But February 10th, I'm going to get all our fellow choruses together, and we're not only going to have a prayerful time, we're going to have a great time celebrating an opportunity to be here in America, to be here on this side of the earth. For one more year. So now I got to not only talk that talk, I got to walk that walk. I'm getting close to every number is magic, but when the numbers, when they start getting on your tag, it makes it a little different.
Okay, Calvin, what is the name of your group?
Well, the name of our group is We Can't Singers. We are forming a choir. We've been invited to be a choir director of the church. Haven't been able to close the whole deal on that.
Well, what's the hold up?
Well, Mom, being a professional, you just can't say I'm coming, I'm going to be there. And right now, we haven't made arrangements financially as to what we're going to do on Sundays and the practices. See, now this is very, my time is important, and my people's times are important. And the We Can't Singers, we've sung in New York City, we've sung in Miami, Florida, we've sung in North Carolina, we've been to Missouri, we've been to New Orleans. This is a professional group. We're good at what we do.
Well, you might can get a job at Millwood School during the installation of a new board member.
Well, that I hadn't thought of that. I have my agent contact the board members, see if they can afford it. We don't come cheap, but we come good.
Okay,
That's good.
Okay.
Okay, this is the Clara Luper radio show, and this part of the show is being brought to you by my plumber. It's really good to have a good plumber. If you have a good plumber, you are ready for the cold weather, and I'm certainly I am ready. Calvin, I am ready as ready can be. The telephone number of my plumber is the Coma Herc Plumbing Company, 771-4875-558-4040. Once again, the plumber is 771-4875. Now, if you need a car, look, if you need a car, see Rodale at John Vance Motors, I-35 in South Gear 3 exit. Now, what kind of cars could I get from Rodale?
Rodale has all kind of cars out there. Your Cadillac, your Chevys, your Fords, your Dodge cars, your Jeeps, your PT Cruiser, your GMC trucks, your Mercury. You can call him at 282-2113. But, Mom, not only does Rodale have that, but I want to remind everybody about All Pro Cleaners, Merle and Hildred's All-State Agency, 672. No, that's the phone number out here, 1220, 672-1220 if you have any more questions. But, Mom, I know we can solve this election tie now. We can vote and see, let our votes be the deciding votes. I've always wanted to be
I'm not in the Millwood School District, and you're not going to get me in trouble.
Well, we let the candidates vote. There's still be a tie with it.
Congratulations to Rose State College because they brought one of the great leaders to that campus yesterday, Dr. Mae Jameson. I would like to thank Dr. Clark for giving me the opportunity to attend that private reception with Dr. Jameson. I really enjoyed it. And I was proud of the AKAs that presented her a gift while she was here. And the speech that she delivered yesterday was just out of sight. And if you missed hearing Dr. Mae Jemison, the first black woman in space. You really missed something. As I look at the clock, though, it's about time for Clara Luper to say goodbye. I really hate to say goodbye to all of you because you've been so sweet to me. You have believed in me when I have not believed in myself. You have not put a limit on my abilities, nor have you discouraged my hopes and my joy. Somebody called me and said, Clara, I hope you don't go to hell because when you get down there, the devil's going to call and say you're down there trying to put out the fire. I was not surprised when our district attorney said that Pete did not take a whipping. Because I understand that our district attorney is not from Hoffman, Oklahoma. Because if he had been from Hoffman, Oklahoma, he would have recognized a whipping. A whipping is a condition where someone takes something and hit you with it over and over. And I think that what we need to do now is to give a lot of people whippings. Clara Luper saying, whatever you do, I'll see you Monday night at the AXA reception. And it's time now to go to Miss Black Oklahoma at UCO tonight. All of you Oklahoma Cityans that want to be in Miss Black Oklahoma, you better sign up now because it will be too late. And whatever you do, remember it's all tied up. Go out and vote for one of these guys, Harrison or Petty. You pick your choice because I'm not getting in that race. It's too hard for me. Bye-bye. I do love you.